Hey guys, so today we'll be making these crocheted leg warmers with the holes in front of them and the curly ends. And you're going to need your fine yarn. I think this was a size 2 or a 1, I'm not sure. You're gonna need your scissors and your your 3mm crochet hook so you can get those tighter stitches with this smaller yarn. And I'm gonna start by doing a slip knot, and we're gonna stitch 35. And the way I started the leg warmer is I started it from bottom to the top, and then when I'm going towards the top I'm gonna do increases, but we're gonna get to that. So during this entire pattern we're gonna do single crochets, and y'all, I'm telling y'all, it's super easy, quick, and simple. I made these leg warmers in like an hour, maybe like 2 hours, maybe like an hour and 30 minutes, something around that area. It was super easy, y'all. So as I said, I only did 35 stitches. You can use any size yarn. Just make sure that you're measuring the yarn from side to each side of your leg, if that makes sense. You're going to be leaving your shin open as well. After my 35 stitches, I'm going to go into that 34th stitch, and I'm going to start doing these single crochets all the way down, and we're going to continue that pattern on the entire piece. If you're new to crocheting, you're going to insert your hook on the left side of the braid that you have. Y'all, please bear with me. I'm sick and my voice, I sound like a grown man mixed with a little kid, so please bear with me. So now that I'm at the end of my row, I'm going to go ahead and do my last single crochet, and I'm going to stitch one extra, turn my work around, and I'm going to continue on with that single crochet pattern, as well as stitching an extra one every time I get to the end of a row. So now I have 10 rows total, and I'm going to do 3 increases on this row. So I'm going to crochet a few stitches in the beginning, and then on that stitch that you see there, I'm doing 2 single crochets in one. So I'm going to do 1 increase at the beginning of this row, 1 increase at the middle of this row, and then 1 increase at the end of this row. So for these leg warmers, I only did a total of 3 rows that had increases on them. All the other rows were just regular single crochets with no increases. I do think that I have pretty big legs, so I did do I guess a few decent amount of increases. If your legs are bigger or are smaller, you may have to adjust the amount of increases that you do, but you definitely still have to do some sort of increase, as 35 stitches probably isn't going to be a good enough size for your legs. So I'm now on row 16, and we're going to do our second row of increases, but on this row, instead of doing only 3 increases, I'm going to do 4. It doesn't matter where you want to do your increases. I just try to level them out so that they're all even and even spaces. So I'm going to do one at the beginning, one partially in the middle, one partially at the end, and then one at the end. The next and final row that will have increases will be row 33. And on that row, we're going to do 3 increases as well, like row 10. And that will be the last and final row of the increases. As I said, there will only be 3 rows with increases, and every other row will be single crochet with no increases at all. So I'm just finishing up my last row of single crochets, and this is how your work should look when you're done. You can see that it increases slightly from the bottom to the top, and I'm just counting how many rows I have here in total. I have a total of 40 rows. You can see the way that I'm counting them as well. And I'm now going to start connecting the shin. So I'm now going to stitch one extra like we've been doing at the end of each row. I'm just going to go ahead and slip stitch each together twice. I'm going to do one here, and then I'm going to go into the next available loop there, and I'm going to slip stitch that as well and stitch one extra. We're going to go ahead and cut that extra yarn off and close off our piece, and pull that yarn very tightly, and later on we're going to go ahead and hide those extra strings as well. And now you can start to see the shape that it's going to form for your shin piece. So for my first hole, I counted 7 rows total on both sides from the starting row. And you can really make your holes however big or small you want them, whichever pattern you want to do. But for mine, I did count 6 rows for this specific hole. And since the yarn wasn't already attached, I'm just going to stick my hook through those stitches, pull my yarn through, create a little knot with both ends, and then we're going to slip stitch like normal. So honestly, I made both of my leg warmers different. One of them has more holes than the other, but you can't really tell, and they're still super cute. But I'm gonna put in the caption as well as on the screen how many rows I counted on the leg warmer that I actually like kept track of. So now we're working on the curly part on the end of the ankle, and I'm just going to go ahead and add my yarn in that very first stitch. I'm going to go ahead and create a knot as well with both pieces of the yarn, and we're just going to do 2 single crochets in each stitch for 2 rows total. So I'm just finishing up my last row of the double single crochets. I'm cutting off my yarn and pulling that piece tightly through, as well as hiding that extra string so that we don't have any little pieces hanging off. So now that I'm finished, I'm just gonna go in and hide those extra strings so that we have a flawless leg warmer. And yeah, you guys, we're all done. So this is how they should look when you're done. Of course, you can make them however long or short that you want them. And I'm gonna try them on for you guys. This is how they look once they're on, you guys. They were so cute and cozy, easy to slip on, easy to slip off. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and tutorial, and I will see you guys on the next one.